When people say that you can't legislate morality, one of the things they might mean is that when people follow those laws out of fear, then they're not being truly moral. Let me give you an example. Suppose that Jane Smith would smoke marijuana unless there were a law forbidding it. And the only reason why she doesn't smoke marijuana is because she's afraid of the legal punishment. Well, a lot of people are going to say, well, then she's not really behaving morally. Let's assume for the sake of argument that it is, in fact, immoral to smoke marijuana. She's only doing it out of fear of punishment, so her actions aren't really moral. So that in that sense, you haven't succeeded in creating moral behavior by passing the law. In that sense, you can't legislate morality. This argument has some merit, but there's a catch. At first glance, it's assuming that the purpose of the law was to get Jane Smith and other people who would otherwise smoke marijuana to be moral. In particular, it's assuming that the purpose is to get these people who don't themselves come to agree with the law or agree with the moral judgment involved to be moral. However, some people give a different reason for moral legislation. That is, they're worried about the corrupting effect on other people, particularly what we might call weak-willed or easily influenced people. What they're really worried about is Jane Smith's 4 siblings who actually believe that smoking marijuana is wrong, but the example of Jane's behavior, if it were legal, would tempt them to do so, and then they would end up behaving in ways that are immoral. So if we remove Jane's example, they already endorse the moral principles involved, and they would be more likely to act on their moral convictions if they weren't distracted by Jane's example or tempted by Jane's example. So if the justification for legal moralism is to keep from corrupting other people, then it's not clear how well this argument works.